Alright, we really have two steps when we're working with decimal multiplication. Let me put down the problem I was asked to do tonight. And I also had a message that some of you can do this using lattice and get the right answer. If that's the method you use, then go for it. Keep using it, and as long as you know how to place that decimal, go ahead and use the lattice. If you don't know how to use lattice for decimal multiplication, then you might want to give this a try. Really, there's two steps. One, we're going to write it as a multiplication problem, and it really doesn't matter which number is on top and which number is on bottom, and maybe I'll do it both ways. Here we're going to have 0, 0, 0, 0 times 6 is 0, 0 times 6 is 0, 0 times 6 is 0. Then we move over to the tens place below here. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry the 1 up to the next one over. 2 times this 6 is 12 plus the 1 is 13. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Now notice, since I started in this space, I started that multiplication process right under that space. Now I'm going to go to the hundreds place, so we'll start the multiplication process down here in the hundreds place, and we get 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times the other 6 is 6, 1 times 3 is 3. Then adding up straight down, 0, 2, 9, 13, 4. And now let's take a look. In the original problem we had one decimal place right there. So we had just one place over in the original problem. So we'll have one place over in the answer. So in this case the answer is 4932.0. Let me go ahead and do stacking them a different way. This 6 times this 0, since I'm in the ones place, I'll start in the ones place here, is 0. 6 times 2 is 12. Bring the 1 up here. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Again, I'm going to get the same process, but I'm going to start over 1. 6 times 0 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6, plus the 1 that came over from the 12 is 7. And then come all the way over to the hundreds place, start directly under the hundreds place. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. We'll go ahead and add straight down. 0, 2, 9, 3, carry the 1, 4. Since we had one decimal place over in the original problem, this was actually 12.0 instead of 120. We'll add that decimal place to the answer. So we get 4392.0. So either way, whichever you put on top and put on the bottom in this case, really doesn't matter. You're going to multiply first, and then you're going to manage your decimal position in your original problem and your answer second. If we do one more quick problem and multiply something like 0.92 times 1.33, we can go ahead and we don't have to worry about the 0 out front. We'll go ahead and do our multiplication. 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 1 is 2, 9 times 3 is 27, 9 times 3 is 27 plus 2 gives us 29, 9 times 1 is 9 plus the 2 gives us 11. Add all that up, and we're going to get a number that looks huge. However, once we put our decimal points back in, we had one here and we had another one here, and we realized the original problem had 2 decimal places here plus 2 more decimal places here. That's 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our final answer is 1.2236, which should make sense to you because you're multiplying a number like 1.33 by a number that's less than 1. Therefore, your answer should be less than 1.33, because 1 times 1.33 would give you 1.33. So this is going to be less than that, and that answer makes sense. So really, again, multiply the numbers and then manage your decimals. I hope that helped.